It started with small things, little noises in the dead of night, a faint creak from the ceiling, a quiet shuffle, like something moving where nothing should be. At first, I dismissed it. Old buildings make sounds, don't they? But as the days passed, the noises grew stranger, more deliberate. Have you ever had that feeling? The sense that you're being watched, that something lingers just beyond your sight, waiting for you to notice. I ignored it at first, convincing myself it was my mind playing tricks. I was alone in my apartment, after all. Who else could be there? One night, as I lay in bed, scrolling through my phone, I heard it again. A soft tap, 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 like fingers drumming on metal. I sat up, heart hammering. It was coming from the air vent above my closet. The thought sent a chill crawling down my spine. I wanted to believe it was nothing. Maybe the wind rattling the old ducks. But deep down, I knew better. That sound was too rhythmic, too precise. It wasn't random. It was controlled. It was intentional. I stared at the vent for what felt like hours, barely breathing, waiting for the noise to stop. But it didn't. Instead, it grew louder. The tapping turned to scraping, something dragging against the metal. Then, silence. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I tried to brush it off, but my unease lingered. I kept glancing at the vent, half expecting to see something staring back. I even stood on a chair and shined a flashlight inside. Nothing. Just dust and darkness. Maybe I was just paranoid, but the feeling wouldn't go away. I started hearing things during the day, soft rustling, faint breaths when the apartment was silent. I'd be cooking or watching TV, and suddenly feel it, that prickle at the back of my neck, the weight of unseen eyes. And then, the things in my apartment started moving. At first, it was subtle. My keys wouldn't be where I left them. My bedroom door would be open when I was sure I had closed it. Then, one night, I woke up to find my fridge door wide open. The unsettling part, nothing was missing. Someone had been there, but they hadn't taken anything. My paranoia grew. I set up my phone to record while I slept, hoping to catch whatever was happening. The next morning, I hesitated before playing back the footage. My heart pounded as I watched the grainy, low-lit video. For most of the night, nothing happened. Just me, shifting in my sleep. And then, around 3:14 a.m., a movement. A faint shape emerged from the ceiling vent. I barely saw it at first, just a shifting shadow. Then, slowly, a hand slipped through the slats. Pale, thin, it gripped the edge of the vent, fingers twitching. I stopped the video. My breath was coming too fast. My skin felt cold. Someone was living in my vents. I should have called the police right then, but fear paralyzed me. My mind screamed 1,000 possibilities. Who was it? How long had they been there? What did they want? I forced myself to check the vent again, dragging a chair underneath it. With shaking hands, I unfastened the cover. A gust of stale, warm air brushed my face. Shined my flashlight inside. At first, I saw nothing, just dust and darkness. But then, my light caught something deeper inside. My breath hitched. A nest of blankets, a pile of food wrappers, and beside them, a single, rusted knife. My stomach dropped. They had a weapon. That was the moment I lost it. I grabbed my phone and ran out of my apartment, dialing 911 with shaking hands. The operator kept asking me to calm down, but how could I? Someone had been living above me, watching me, creeping into my space at night. The police arrived fast. They searched the vents, following the narrow passages that ran through the building. And then, they found him. A man, skinny, dirty, his clothes tattered. He had been living above my apartment for months. He had access to my space the whole time. While I slept, while I showered, while I lived my life thinking I was alone. They arrested him, but the horror didn't leave with him. It lingered in the walls, in the ceiling, in the vents that still seemed to breathe with hidden life. Even now, I wonder, was he the only one? Or was there someone else, deeper in the shadows, watching, waiting? Have you ever checked your vents? If this story gave you chills, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more terrifying stories. Stay safe, and stay aware.